I wrote the play, Escape from the Asylum, during the COVID-19 lockdown. And I really couldn't wait to revisit these ladies again. What I didn't want to do was write about murder. I just wasn't up to it. So I ended up writing about mystery, actually two mysteries. And, I felt very happy about that. Sherlock Holmes, after all, solved several mysteries that didn't have anything to do with murder. So the subject matter is a little dark, but it's a little bit funnier, and it's also, I think, more lighthearted than a murder. I read this book, and I highly recommend it if you're interested, called Women and Madness by Phyllis Chesler. And it talks about how mental illness in Victorian times, in actually back to the ancient Greeks, was highly, highly gendered. So women were considered, overly emotional. They believed that the womb wandered. So they really didn't have a very good idea of women's anatomy, and they thought that the womb could move around the body and actually affect the brain. So this was fairly ludicrous and was actually not a cause of mental illness. And so they really actually could not help women who were suffering from mental illness. One of the ways that women could empower themselves in Victorian times was through becoming a medium or a spiritualist. So although women did not have power in the material world, which is odd because Queen Victoria was a woman, they could achieve power through the supernatural. And so that shows up in the play and actually is a lot of fun as Valeria becomes a medium and conducts a seance. One of the ways that women could be subjected to being put in an insane asylum was if they stepped outside of the very strict boundaries that Victorian society put on them. So reasons that women were put in asylums were things like disobeying their husbands, being just being ornery, just not conforming. So in this play, the woman is an adventurer and she goes around discovering things, and that is not acceptable. In Victorian England, you only needed one doctor to say that the woman should be put away. And you can imagine if the woman had money and her husband was a scoundrel, he could easily bribe a doctor to do that. And in fact, the Crown ended up having to pass a law that you needed two whole doctors, to say that she was mad to get her put away. It didn't stop men getting their wives put away for no good reason.